Hello everybody, this is Holly. Um, just have to bear with me, this is my first video tutorial. I've had a few requests to show people how I make this image. This is one of my abstract images. Um, this one I called Embrace because I thought it looked like two arms hugging around a person. And it actually started out as this image here. What I did first is kind of have to simplify the image a little bit. So you go up to Filter, Pixelate, and not positive on the pronunciation, but Mezzo Tint is the one you want to select. Click on that. When you get this window up, you'll want to pull down the menu here and select Medium Lines. So it looks like that. Click OK. So it's going to make it a little messed up here, but that's okay. Next step, what you want to do is go back up to Filter, Blur, Radial Blur. When you get this little window here, change the amount to 100, the blur method to zoom, quality best, and click OK. This is going to take a while, so I'm just going to pause the video for a second. Okay, we're back. This is what it looks like after one of the radial blur filters. Now, we're not done with this step. You want to do this anywhere from 3, 4, 5 more times, just depending on exactly how stretched out you want your image and your colors to be. So I'm going to do that a few more times. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to add more black around the edge first. So I'm just going to shrink that down just a little bit. I'm going to add another layer here. Change the background to a layer. You double click in the layers palette over here and click new layer, or where it says layer 0, just click OK and you can change that into a regular layer. Now I'm going to move that up top, go back down to the base layer, change to default colors, black and white, and with your paint bucket, actually I need to shrink this one down first. Not too much. There, okay. Make it smaller. Now we can add more black. There we go. And now I'm going to align these two layers so that the image is back in the middle. You click both layers and go up here to the top. You can align vertically and horizontally. And both layers are still selected, so right click and click merge layers just to make it a single layer again. Okay, now we've got a little bit more black to work with here. So I'm going to do that same radial blur a few more times, and I will be back with the recording when that's finished. And we're back. You can see now that I've done the radial blur a total of 4 times by glancing at the history. And this is what you get with the image after I blur it 4 times. And that's pretty much what it looked like the first time I did it, created the abstract image. Now what you want to do after you get this is you want to duplicate the layer. So you go over to your layers palette over here. You can either right click and choose duplicate layer. What I usually do is just hit Control J and that creates a duplicate layer for you. Now you want to turn off your top layer because you're not working with that yet. You go back down to your bottom layer. You go up to Filter, Distort, and Twirl is what we want to choose. Now, the setting on this step is completely up to you. It's however much you want to twist it. I believe for this one, I probably did around 125. Let me give that a glance. See what that looks like. I may have done it just a teeny bit more than that. So let me go back and do it again. Distort, twirl. Not that much. Let's try 142. Yeah, let's go with that one. Okay, once you get your first layer twirled, go back up to your top layer, click on the little eyeball to bring it back so you can see it again. Filter, distort, twirl. Now this time you want to have it go the other way. So basically what you can just do is put a minus in front of the number, and that just twirls it the opposite direction. The same number of degrees, just the opposite direction. So that twirls it that way. And now the rest of the steps are again up to you. I can show you what I did. Now you want to be able to see both layers at the same time. So you want to change your blending mode from normal to lighten. And then that allows both layers to show up so you can see them both at the same time. You can either stop here if you like what you see, and this is your completed image, or what I did for this one, I believe, is just keep the top layer selected and go up to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal, go back up to Edit, Transform, and Flip Vertical, just to flip it around. Okay, obviously these settings are a little different than the first time I did it, because you can see what I ended up with the first time. I probably twirled a little bit more the first time, but basically that's what I did. And then you can move it around until you get it situated the way you like it. Something like that. And then if there's a part of a layer that's showing through that you don't necessarily want, let's see, this streak right here is part of the bottom layer. This is just a little bit distracting to me, this bottom streak and this layer right here. So what I'm going to do is create a layer mask on the bottom layer. Make sure you have the mask itself selected, not the image itself. Don't select this. You want to make sure the mask is selected. Make sure your color selected, your foreground color is black. Go up to your paintbrush. And basically you just, I never ever ever erase anything because it's almost impossible to get it back. I always use layer masks because it's so easy to undo it every time. So you just paint over where you want to take something out and it's gone. It's not really gone, it's just covered up in a sense. So that's, if you wanted to bring that back, all you do is make sure your mask is selected, change your foreground color to white, and go back and paint it back in. That's why it's so easy to deal with layer masks. So, but I want to take that out because I thought it was just a little bit too distracting. And then if you want to leave it like this, you can, or what you could do is select both layers here. What I would do just to make things easier on myself is from this point on, at this point I would merge the two layers just so I'm dealing with a single layer. So I would do that. And then you can rotate it however you want until you get the look that you like. And that's pretty much it for creating an abstract. Pretty simple. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.